Friends, now I'm going to recite or read out the English version of the same poetry, that is Chitto Jetha Bhoy Shunno, where the mind is without fear, where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where knowledge is free, where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls, where words come out from the depth of truth, where tireless striving stretches its arm towards perfection, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its into the dreary desert stand of dead habit, where the mind is led forward by thee into ever widening thought and action, into that heaven of freedom. My Father, let my country awaken, by Rabindranath Tagore. Now, if you see something over here, this translation from the original writing, it is much different. It is not exactly echoing the same meaning. This has been given little broader sense, and here the country's Bharat is clearly written. Here this Bharat is deliberately eliminated from this poetry. It is talking about the my country. Here the question is, why not written Bharat over here? That is probably one question need to be answered. If it is a simple translation, so why not the same terminology? It is been same word, it is not been given. That is not very understood by me. Somewhere it is written, ভারতের সেই স্বর্গ করো জাগরিত. That is, Bharat is very much there. When you say Bharat, it is a country, but he is talking about this knowledge and wisdom is boundaryless. But in this poetry, he is trying to say that all Indians, whoever is under all kind of illiteracy, all kind of ignorance, he is wishing through knowledge and wisdom their knowledge to be uplifted. But in his poetry, he is talking about knowledge and wisdom that to be stretched beyond boundary. So probably you can understand there are two different meanings derived from the same poetry, actually in Bangla and another in English. So I am not getting into the debate part over here, but while he was translating this poetry, probably he kept a lot of things in his mind, probably internationalization of knowledge and wisdom. It should not be fixed to a specific four walls. That is what he had in the mind, and the actual poetry and the translation has got a lot of deviation. That is what I was trying to tell you. So nothing more than that, and I have told you probably Tagore could have got Nobel Prize originally in his Bengali or Bangla literature, because that time also crores of people, and India, it is like, no, in India, present day India, Bangladesh and many countries, this Bengali language is a very common language, very rich, like French language. Like, no, people speak the French, or Spanish language or Italians, similar way Bengali has got or Bangla has got a very long history and is very, 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 very rich language in that sense. It is started from many centuries people are speaking Bangla. So friends, this is the part what I am going to, I have already explained this part. Beyond that, this is the first Nobel Prize winner in 1913. We are very proud after that. So no literature Nobel Prize, no Indian has got Nobel Prize in literature. So even though we consider V.S. Naipaul is Indian origin, probably I'll come back to you about kind of work he has done it, and he also got Nobel Prize. Is a Trinidadian Indian origin, UK citizenship, but Tagore throughout his life he is totally Indian, so he has not accepted any citizenship anywhere. He is very much Indian for rest of his life from 1913 to till date, probably 1941 he died. So he has never ever changed his citizenship. So coming back to another Nobel Prize winner, that is Dr. C.V. Raman. 1930 he got the Nobel Prize for his light scattering discovery, that is again in physics field. So his contribution are enormous. In a transparent membrane when he is passing light, he has done a lot of experiment how the light falls into this transparent light and different wavelength that has been created. So in his theory he got the Nobel Prize in 1930, and it has got wide application. So my purpose is not going to talk about what is theory all about. I just want to tell he is also a first Asian Nobel Prize winner from the field of science, got the Nobel Prize from India. So it's a proud moment. In 1930 he got the Nobel Prize. Now coming back, after 1930 there is a big gap. Nobody has got Nobel Prize because of Second World War, many issues involved. So nobody has got Nobel Prize for many various reasons that I am going to talk. How many people they have applied for Nobel Prize and how they have rejected and their application is not been considered. That is I am going to talk. The third Nobel Prize winner probably in physiology or medicine in 1968. So how many years from 1930 to 1968? Close to 38 years. So you have to get one more Nobel laureate to include in the Indian tag named, that is Dr. Haragobindo Khorana. So Dr. Haragobindo Khorana, he is basically a man from multidisciplinary field. So his work on he has worked on physics and his discovery of genetic code. So is coming out from his physics theory he is applying, and that time genetic gene is already your whatever I am going to tell you to, that is double helix DNA is already discovered. After that he is coming up with his genetic code. This genetic code has got enormous importance today for in the medical science research and development, understanding your lot of things like present day human genome project, understanding different genetic disorder, various other application this genetic code is being used in the case of molecular biology and various other fields. Now coming back, Dr. Haragovindo Khorana, he is basically settled in US. He died in US, so he has taken permanently US citizenship. Now coming back to the next Nobel laureate is Mother Teresa. So Mother Teresa, you all know she got Nobel Prize in 1979. So for her contribution for helping the poor and upliftment of the poor people, taking care, nursing them, nurturing them. Her missionaries, like her charitable institute that is located in Calcutta, so that is helped millions of poor people getting recovered from her missionaries. Even though there are a lot of question mark, lot of intellectuals they have questioned her activities, that missionary activities and various other things, those are insignificant in place of humanity. I feel her contribution cannot be ignored, and she has done more than an Indian, even though she is not Indian. From childhood, she is here in India for the service of Indians. That is a great thing, probably. One can really take a lot of lessons. My purpose of telling all those things today because new generations should know that in India there are so much contribution from various dimension, and because of all the contribution today, whatever you see, the technology development, many other things, because of whatever things you see, because of small or big contribution from individuals, either it is science and technology, peace, or literature, various other things. As I have told in my lecture, Tagore is not the product of the society. Probably he is product of the society, but his unique thinking process is more individualistic way he tried to bring himself is larger than anybody, larger than ordinary person. His philosophy is totally different. That's why till date we really recall or we acknowledge the contribution in his literature in various fields, probably in literature, in poetry, song, novels, various other things. His establishment of Santiniketan. So there are many other things. If you want to understand Rabindranath, one has to understand in totality so that this person can be analyzed. Otherwise, it is very difficult. One way of thinking. People talk about he is in trap of nationalism and internationalism. Those are things probably it is our self-created thing, but one need to understand somebody as a human being, how from a society or a family is a basically he is coming from a family, affluent family, very rich family. So coming out from a rich family, thinking about all those things is not that easy. Like Gautam Buddha, he also left the royalty, and from there thinking all those things, becoming Gautam Buddha, it is not that easy. There are a lot of sacrifice. The internal sacrifice is there. Even probably we won't be able to understand or estimate all those things because those things cannot be quantified in a very micro level. Friends, coming back to Another Nobel laureate, I talked about Mother Teresa. Then another Nobel laureate, that is Subramaniam Chandrasekhar. He got Nobel Prize in the year 1983. He is basically from Lahore, Pakistan. That is before independence, it is a unified India. So then probably he moved to US and he has worked on astrophysics. This is a very, very kind of a world, and it is the structure of different stars and how the energy is inbuilt, how the stars become absolute in terms of time. So there are various work he has done it, and Chandrasekhar Subramaniam, he has taken American citizenship in his later stage of life. He becoming completely American citizen, and he died also over there. So friends, those most of the work is done through physics field. As I've talked about, C.V. Raman and Chandrasekhar Subramaniam, both are from the physics field. They are hardcore physicists or astrophysicists, whichever way you see it. And after that, there is no Nobel Prize from 1983 to 1998. The Nobel Prize that is received by an Indian economist, Dr. Amartya Sen. So, friends, I talked about Dr. Amartya Sen in many ways, and I have taken both the Economic Science Nobel Prize, whether those are actual Nobel Prize or not, since it is honorary or a Nobel Prize or Bank Prize, it is written in the website, it is pretty clear. And when it was started in 1968, it was introduced, and from 1969, economic science has been introduced, even though those are not the part of actual will paper of Alfred Nobel. So how those things has been introduced, that is known, that is in public domain. One can visit their website, Nobel Foundation website. It will be very pretty clear that I've told many times it is 300 years of celebration of Swedish Bank, and they have approached to Nobel Foundation to start a Nobel Prize in economic science. So those things there are. Before that also many subjects also they have tried to push it after the death of Alfred Nobel. So probably economic science is a new entry, even though not the actual will paper talks about only 5 subjects, not this economic science. It is in the memory of Alfred Nobel. This award has been started. It's a Bank Prize, and this is the official status, and in the memory of Alfred Nobel. Whether this to be equated with the actual Nobel Prize or not, I have my own voice. I told those are not the actual Nobel Prize. It cannot be compared. It's basically a bank prize. However, Amartya Sen is being treated as a Nobel laureate. We are very proud that he got the Nobel Prize. He's mostly work on poverty alleviation. He worked on Bengal famine. Lot of economical theory. He has written plenty books, 60, 70, 80 books he has written. So there is nothing to say much more about his work. It's a lot of theoretical work and poverty alleviation. So I wonder, I can understand a lot of scientists what they have done, either in a field of physics, chemistry, or astrophysics, or for biology, probably in economic science. Where is the role, what kind of implementation you have for global poverty alleviation? I really do not have any idea since I am not from science background. I have talked about both Amartya Sen and Dr. Abhijit Banerjee for more than 2 hours about their economical theory. Here I am not going to talk about what they have done. Probably one can refer my presentation that is there in the YouTube in my Mind Lab. One can search, one can go through Mind Lab, Dr. S. Pal, probably they will get my views over there about the economic science, the work they have done, both Dr. Amartya Sen and Dr. Abhijit. So for his microeconomics, macroeconomics, his poverty elevation or poverty eradication or JPL lab for poverty elevation studies, that they are the founder member of the JPL lab. I had a lot of question about those things, that poverty cannot be elevated to the lab and what kind of funding they are getting, and they are recruiting marketing sales guy for pulling money from the corporate houses, and what is this concept all about, it is not very clear to me, and I have a lot of question mark over there. I have talked about that, is also part of my 2 hours my presentation. Again, I am not bringing Dr. Abhijit and his wife, so she is foreigner. Probably we are talking about the Indian. Dr. Abhijit also got Nobel Prize in 1919 for his great contribution for economic science for poverty alleviation. Great congratulations for that. Now, coming back, there are few more Nobel Prize that is in line, that is in 2010. Before that, probably Dr. V.S. Naipaul also got the Nobel Prize. He is from born in Trinidad. He is originated from India, and he has taken citizenship from UK. So this person is very kind of a multi country, where from Trinidad to India to UK for his literature. His literature work is very good. Lot of social reform, social understanding is there for his literature, and those kind of literature is very critical. That is what the Nobel Foundation says. And he also got the Booker Prize. So friends, this is also a big prize in literature. If somebody is getting Booker Prize, that is probably going to tell that what kind of literature he was writing. And after that, I told you Dr. Venki Ramakrishnan got the Nobel Prize in medicine. Yes, it is in medicine. He worked on ribosome. So he has struggled a lot in his life. I was going through the life of Dr. Venki. He is from Chennai. From Chennai went to UK. He was a project or group leader. He is basically British American, and he was a group leader of Medical Research Council, that is in Cambridge Biomedical Group. Mostly he worked on, as I have told you, he is a structural biologist, and his work related to protein and ribosome. those things are helped in biomedical or medical science for production of protein, production of vaccine, many other field in biomedical science. So he struggled in US a lot, as I have told you. He has applied for 50 times or more than that in different universities just to get a job. So he has not got the job, and then so he opted for research again. And finally, God is great, probably he got the Nobel Prize. So, friends, probably sometime it is very important that whenever you feel you don't get anything, you struggle to have something. If you don't get it, don't be disheartened. Probably one can learn from Dr. Venki Ramakrishnan. I like this gentleman because of his simplicity. He is so simple, and from externally one won't be able to understand that kind of knowledge, understanding, wisdom this gentleman is holding. He is a great scientist, probably, and his idea is he worked on multidisciplinary field in order to understand this ribosome, lot of X-ray crystallography, all those work he has done, and he has analyzed and then understanding the biological science and producing all kind of different proteins from ribosome or enzymes, and antibiotics. So those are lot of implications are there. Whoever is aware about this biochemistry or molecular biology, they will be able to understand much better way. So friends, he is permanently residing in UK, even though he is American and also UK citizenship. He is holding both, probably Indian citizenship is one of the citizenship they are holding. Friends, apart from this thing, I told you another Nobel laureate, probably everybody knows, Kailash Satyarthi. He got Nobel Prize in 2010 for his Peace Prize for his contribution for serving the poor, deprived community, children and all. So that is his great contribution. That is Bachpan Bachao Andolan. So that is his slogan, or that is his charitable organization name. Under this banner, he is doing a lot of activities. A great social worker. He works very honestly. He has a lot of views in society. Time and again, he is giving the society his views. And finally, I talked about Dr. Abhijit. One can refer my video. Those are all those Nobel laureates. I talked about close to 10 Nobel laureates. Out of that, Abhijit Banerjee is permanently sitting in US, even though he is putting his tag in India. And so we are very proud, even though he is Indian citizen, because from the origin. Out of 10 Nobel laureate, most of them probably they have given up their Indian citizenship, except Rabindranath Tagore. Mother Teresa, she is from different country, but she has taken Indian citizenship. C.V. Raman, well, she is Indian. He is Indian. Subramaniam Chandrasekhar, he is totally switched over to US. Then Amartya Sen, probably for that matter, one can refer Subramaniam Swamy is a great he is critic. So I echo the same thing probably. So one can literally get into his biography, Amartya Sen biography about the whole thing. Throughout his life being as an Indian, he is criticizing India probably in that context. A lot of great critic, they have their views. Probably Amartya Sen is having own views. These are all intellectual ideas and intellectual fight that is going on for a long time for the economic science, all those people, whoever is criticizing. Friends, one more gentleman probably has to be listed or not, I really do not know. That R.K. Pachauri, that Al Gore, in 2007, IPCC, when they got this Nobel Prize along with Al Gore, Dr. R.K. Pachauri, he is a great environmentalist and he was also IPCC chairman for Indian chapter. So I could see, and I have also opportunity to meet once in Delhi in Habitat Place. His name is there very much touching, but nobody is telling clearly whether he is one of the recipient of Nobel Peace Prize or not. Probably that has to be taken into consideration. So it is not me, because this global warming issues, there are thousands of scientists they are involved, whether since he was heading a panel, probably whether he should be considered or not, that should be taken into consideration. Friends, this is all about our Indian intellectualism. This is the total strength of our Nobel Prize from 1913 to 2020. We hope there are more Nobel laureates should come in the different field. I'm going to talk about my different topic. Whoever has not got the Nobel Prize, their contribution in the field of science and other things. Once again, thank you very much. This is 31 minutes. Perfectly fine. Probably I'm able to finish this. Say whatever I want to say. I've been thinking for a long time to finish this thing before I sleep. It is now 3:30 a.m. So it's time to say good morning and good night to everybody. Bye bye. Take care. So hope this is going to help the young generation, the new minds, whoever they're doing research, new kids who are into school, college and university, probably those names, probably they can refer those names and read little bit about their contribution. That is all about their contribution. Now you can have your own assessment about their contribution. There are many things are written. So thank you very much. Bye bye. Take care.